I want to share with you today my composting setup. So I have two Jora JK270s, and I've had one for a year, and then I just got one. And then I have these different cans set up here with the materials that I use to compost. Now, composting is one of these really important things to me. I actually really enjoy making compost, and these composters bring me so much joy. I'm out here almost every day giving them a stir and adding food scraps to them. So I do get food scraps from the community members. I signed up with Share Waste, and they come and drop off their food scraps, which is another really big thing. Food scraps do not belong in the landfill. They need to stay local, and composting is the best way to use them, because then you can put it back into the soil. So I'll show you here. So this is the one that I'm using right now. You open it up. This is the one I've been feeding. And you can see the food scraps in there. Now, all this white stuff here is the microorganisms that break down the material. See them here? You might be able to see some steam coming off. That is from the microorganisms eating away, and when they eat away, they produce heat. That also helps decompose the material. Now on the other side here, it's empty and it's brand new. This is what it looks like when you get it. It's insulated with a metal body. You do have to come and you do have to assemble it. It's a little tricky, but just take your time. To me, it's well worth it. They are pricey, but they are one of the most efficient way to make compost here in an urban setting where I am. And then these are the different materials. I have one bucket here of shredded paper. I have another one here of wood pellets. The company recommended them. They were in season when I bought the composter, and they are just compressed wood shavings. Now you have to make sure you get ones that don't have anything added to it. And I use them kind of to finish off the compost. It brings down the moisture and gives the compost a good texture. I have another one of shredded cardboard, and then another one of leaves, and then another one of finished compost. You can see the leaves. And when it's, you know, leaf season, I just collect them. I have some here in the bins, and then I have some stored away in bags in the shed. And then this is what the finished compost looks like. Now, it's been sitting in here probably a couple of months after it was finished in the composter. And now it's ready to go out into the garden. So I take food scraps and this brown material and make it into compost to put into my garden. And then I'll show you the food scraps and how I get it. Now, it usually comes to me like this. The community members drop it off in these bio bags, which are the only bags that I have found that completely decompose in the composter. Otherwise, I get it like this, where they bring their own bucket and drop it off by the front door into my bucket. Well, I'm going to show you how to start a new section in the bin. First things is I put on these gloves. And then I'm going to take compost from one of my finished sections and put it into the new one. Usually what I do is when I just had the one and I needed to start a new section, then the section that was done, I would empty it and leave about a gallon left in the section. And this gives you a start for the compost. It already has the microorganisms in there to get the compost off and started. Then I will add a bucket of food scraps. Now I never put more than one of these 3-gallon buckets into the compost at a time. Now in here you can see, I don't know if you can see in there, but there is banana peels, apples, looks like cutie skins, broccoli, and what I do is I tell them to freeze it until they bring it to me. Then I'll just dump it in there. I'll get in there, mix it around a little bit. Gonna close this section. And then I will put a good amount of leaves. And then that's about it for now. And I'll just close it up. Give it a turn. Now I found 3 full turns is the trick. It seems to really rotate the material the best. Sometimes if I feel like it needs more of a rotate, I'll do 5. And then I usually get in there and just kind of check it out. See that everything's kind of evenly spread around. Sometimes the food scraps kind of clump together. Now I do have to say, for about a week of when starting the new section, it's typically a little dry. But I just keep on adding food scraps and brown material. It kind of seems like it needs a certain amount of mass so it can really start working well. And if you really enjoy composting or want to see more, I plan to do an update on these machines every week. So come back and see how they're doing.